lower abdominals, the more superficial abdominals, the rectus abdominis. It's going to draw in some obliques. It's a breathing exercise, which we use our Pilates breathing or thoracodiaphragmatic breath. It involves a pumping action of the arms, and as we do that, not only does it become a coordination exercise, a mind-body exercise, but also when we begin to work the smaller muscles of the upper extremities, that really gets the blood pumping. It gets the heart beating and the blood pumping, and it begins to warm up the body. So it's a great first exercise to do leading into Pilates, or perhaps following a few other preparation exercises like the pistons or some knee circles, or even rolling the invisible marble is a good one to warm up. Before you do your warm-up with the 100. So, like I said, there's going to be a pumping action happening with the arms. And the arms, not only do they help to warm up the body as you work those small muscles, but they help to serve as your pacemaker. They're going to match your breath. So if you're trying to get through the 100 quickly, which is very common if you're a beginner or a new student and you find this exercise difficult, then your arms and your breathing might be at a little bit quicker tempo. And that's okay. One way we advance this exercise as you get stronger and more comfortable with it is to slow down the breath and slow down the arms. Even with slower arms, you're still going to be working those little muscles. You're still going to get your warm-up. It's actually going to be more difficult for you to perform. So the breathing is done as a 5-count inhale and a 5-count exhale. And there's 2 methods that you can use. It's really just your preference, so it's a nice idea to try both ways and see what feels most natural to you. So the first breath that I'm going to talk about is done as a smooth inhale through the nose and then a smooth exhale out the nose or the mouth. And it's going to be 5 counts in and 5 counts out. So it would look like this, breathing in and out. Okay, so smooth count in for 5, smooth breath out for 5. The other way that you can perform this is with 5 sniffs through the nose and then blows out through the mouth with the exhalation, like you're blowing out a candle. So it looks like this. So again, it's whatever feels most natural to you, most comfortable. Some people comment that they feel like they're doing Lamaze breathing with the pulsed breath, or they start to feel like they're hyperventilating. But other people really prefer that method, and they think it's easier to keep track of where they're at. They think it's easier to count and just to keep track of their rhythm. So try them both out. You can switch back and forth throughout the 100 until you know what feels best to you, and then stick with that. Okay, so I'm going to show you lots of variations. I should say this before I start, because it's hard to talk while you're doing the 100 if you're doing it properly. So you do 5 counts in, 5 counts out for 1 breath. 1 breath is 10 beats. So you perform 10 full breaths so that you get 10 breaths of 10 beats, hence the name the 100. Okay, so what I did with my breath there was 10 beats, 1 breath. So lying down, you have lots and lots of levels of this. A beginning student, keeping your neutral if you can, might just come to a tabletop position with the legs so you're at right angles, tummy pulled in nice and tight, arms long by the sides, and you might begin with the head down. So you might draw the belly in and breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. A progression would be to raise chin to chest, gazing towards the belly. So when I lift my head, I don't want to strain my neck. I want to lift like I'm lifting from my upper abdominals, as if this part of my body is raising the head. And that makes a huge difference so that you don't fatigue or strain the neck. Even if you're lifting from here, 100 beats is a really long time to hold the head up, especially when you are just starting out with these exercises. So if the neck feels tired or strained, go ahead and lay the head back down and give it a rest. You'll bring it back up if you can. Another option is to bring one hand gently behind the head. You're not cranking on the neck, but just to help support, you can cradle the head back into the hand and pump with one arm. So either method is fine. If you have a neck pathology, some type of injury, You might just need to put a cushion or a pillow underneath the head and draw the belly in and work from there. So please honor your body. There's lots of ways to do this exercise. So we talked about head down. You can do this with the head lifted, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with my tabletop position, I'm just in a parallel position here with my legs. You can do this with the legs squeezed together. If that's too much or it strains the back, you can do it with the legs open to start with. That's okay. So from here, you can begin to make the belly work a little bit deeper and more intense by slightly moving the legs away from you. So I only move them maybe 1 inch to 2 inches, and I can really feel that deepen into my low belly. What I don't want to do is arch the back. I don't want to strain the back, so I want to be able to keep my neutral. Some people perform this exercise in flat back. I only have my clients do that if they have pain in neutral or they're unable to get into neutral, because I think that it's more functional in your day-to-day activities to build as much strength as possible in your neutral, where you have the natural curve in your spine. So that's why I teach the 100 in a neutral position, but I realize a lot of people like to do this with a flat back. Okay, so I keep neutral. You can move legs out from here. You can breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, when this becomes easy, and of course I'm just doing 1 breath at a time, you do 10 full breaths, you start to straighten the legs. As we do this, even with bent knees and parallel legs, I'm creating a longer lever arm. This is physics. A longer lever arm from my belly. It is more work. Plus, it's more work to hold your legs up, particularly if you have some challenges with flexibility. This might be really tough, and this might be as straight as you get. In time, the legs get all the way straight, and then you'll put a little bit of a turnout. So I'm making a little V in my feet, heels together. When I do that, I get to start squeezing my inner thighs together, pulling up through pelvic floor and drawing tummy in. So I'm nice and active, and I will perform my 100 from here. When this is feeling easy, or if you need more challenge, then you start to lower, 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 lower. So perhaps you're breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I do that, again, I want to take it to a position where I can keep the tummy tight. I'm not further arching my low back, and I'm not straining my back. It shouldn't be uncomfortable, even if it's really difficult to do. It should not be painful for you. If it is, you need to modify it. So as you progress this, there's a couple ways you can go about it. Since you're in the 100 for a while, you might want to start low, kind of like I showed you. If it's feeling easy, you start to lower. You might want to take yourself out to where you think it's your maximum position and see how many breaths you can stay there, knowing you always have the option to lift the legs or to bend them down and in. Okay, so you can add a few fun tricks to it as well. One variation, once you've got long extended legs, V in the feet, inner thighs squeezed together, legs lowered down, and in your belly, for more challenge beyond that, we can add some coordination, and you add a heel beat, so that you begin to clap the feet on the beat of the breath in the arms. So it'll look like this. You'll be breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can also do a crisscross, so you crisscross and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one plays with your mind a little bit. It's challenging at first because you have the legs going across, they're opening and closing, but then the arms are going up and down, so a lot of people start scissoring both. So that can be a fun one to play with, just to challenge your brain and your coordination. And then another variation that I like to give is with the arms. So on the inhalation of each breath, you perform it with the palms open to the ceiling. So it's as if you are accepting energy and breath coming into the body, or maybe positivity, healing energy, and with the exhalation, you turn the palms down like you're pushing anything negative out of the body, illness, stress, worry, maybe just the outside world, and start getting inside the body. So that's a nice one to maybe bring a little bit more spirit into it. So you'll be breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whatever you need, you can set an intention for your workout, and you can think about drawing in the positive qualities and getting rid of what you don't need. It's a nice way just to get it out of your system before you start your routine, so that you are getting centered physically, getting centered mentally, getting centered spiritually and emotionally for your routine and your day and your life. Okay, so maybe I'll just put a few breaths together and I will just do more of a traditional 100 so that you can see how a few breaths would flow together. So after I roll down, I would bring my legs up to tabletop. I would lift, V, lower, lift head and breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is number 5. So if I want more challenge, I can go lower or add one of the variations. As you finish, I said I was going to do a couple breaths, but I did the whole 100. It can be nice just to hug the knees in or to rock out the low back and just relax. So I feel warm after that. I feel ready to go. My stomach is warmed up, my abdominals are awake, my blood is pumping, and I would be ready to keep going. But that's all I'm going to do for this video. So the 100 really can be performed at many, many levels of difficulty, whether you are just starting out or somebody who's very strong and fit and really wants a challenge. Just honor your body. You can try the different variations. You can add in coordination. You can make it more of a centering practice. But no matter which form you do, you should be building strength, endurance, and stamina, and warming up the body so that you can safely progress into your routine without hurting yourself. And that's probably the main goal. If you have any questions or if you have some other fun tricks or variations you like to use with the 100, you can feel free to email me at amandascorner, CORENER@charter.net, and share them. Also, you can add lots of props with this. So you can do this on a foam roller. You can add a magic circle between the ankles, between the thighs. You can add a ball. You can use a TheraBand. So when you start bringing in some toys, then that opens up lots more possibilities for how you can perform this. So even though it's done often at the beginning of a routine, you can change it up, and there's certainly no need to get bored with it. All right, thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.